Esposito, Associate Scouts Drew Stewart and Sean Smith that discuss all things related to amateur baseball in South Carolina. Here are your hosts.
Welcome into episode 84 of the Palmer Dugout Show. Coaches, are we doing well?
We're doing fantastic. 84 episodes of this thing. We'd only be doing better with 84 if they'd be paying us for these things. You know what I mean? But going pretty well.
We have wasted a lot of people's time. 84 weeks. Especially those on the front end where we're just drugged forever.
You know, Austin's still back over there in hole 16 at Augusta. We can't get him out of there. So we're
yeah, I've been trying to get on early. I intended on getting on early this week so that I could change my background to something different, but I didn't.
Things happen.
So, here we are.
Yeah. Hey, we got excuse my throat there. We got a big show ahead. We got a special announcement as well as a playoffs update. But first, before we start, shout out to all the fans who tune in and tell us every game we go to that they love the show. It seems to be growing and growing as we were up to 2,000 followers, or not 2,000 viewers last week. So special shout out to you guys. Now, little change as we get this show underway. Me and Austin are going to hop off of the stage here, and we're going to bring on Bradley Anderson, who's got a special commitment announcement to happen. So here we go. Espo's going to lead it.
Bradley, what's going on? We doing all right today?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Appreciate you hopping on. We want to listeners out there, we want to introduce Bradley Anderson here as a 2025 from Fox Creek High School. Kind of part of the reason we were throwing the big love at Fox Creek from the get-go. We kind of knew they had a special talented arm, but Bradley, you were a member of Team Carolina last summer down there at the Future Games. Kind of before we get into your big announcement, I want to kind of throw that at you and kind of let you, kind of talk about those Future Games for you last week. Last summer, you were able to come in and pitch for us and did a fantastic job. And I know you had some eyeballs on you leading into that, but I think you opened up a lot more eyeballs after that. So kind of talk about your experience a little bit last summer with us down there in Lake Point.
Thank you. Well, I loved the whole thing. It was very well organized. I was facing good competition that I think that could make me better. I think I threw pretty good, had a few eyes to getting where I am now. And I just want to thank you for inviting me to the whole thing.
Yeah, it makes it easier for us when we got players like you that are interested in coming down there and competing for being able to represent your state, your area out there, and for us, it's one of the premier uncommitted events obviously in the country. But for us, we want to take the best players from South Carolina and be able to represent, and obviously you showed extremely well and did extremely well for that. And kind of led into a big junior year for you. Now, obviously, to start the year, we had you down to the preseason All-State, and you kind of kept it rolling. And you guys have had a fantastic year to this date, and hopefully into the playoffs. You guys are waiting around to see you guys are going to play, but kind of touch upon your junior year so far and how things have been going, how you've been throwing the ball. Obviously, one of the better, 2A teams, one of the top teams in the state so far.
It's been going great. I've jumped velo some. And the whole team is just coming together. We're winning games. We're playing every game one by one. Play every team the same, no matter who we play, and never let off the gas.
Good. And I know, obviously, in the thick of the things with the playoffs, you got a lot of things going on. You got the recruitment stuff going on. You're trying to, where's my next home going to be? I know you still got some time in school, but that could weigh on you a little bit. I know, so – my guess is after this next minute or so, you can have a little weight of the world off your shoulders and you can be able to go out there and kind of shine even more so. So without further ado, let's hear it. Where's Bradley Anderson going to make his home next?
I'm blessed, extremely blessed, to announce my commitment to the University of South Carolina.
Gamecocks with another one here. Big congratulations to Bradley Anderson. That's awesome. I know I have a feeling they were down there to watch you the other day. Rumor on the street. were here recently and heard you were 89, 92, throwing the ball well. So big time congratulations to you. The Gamecocks get another big one from Team Carolina off the board. Go down there, another top player in the state. So that's awesome. What were some big deciding factors for yourself with that decision?
Well, I've been a Carolina fan my whole life. My whole family has been my dream school since I played T-ball. I've always wanted to play at that place. I mean, I've been there a few times. I love the atmosphere and everything. It's just a great school. And I know a few guys at Carolina right now, and I love them.
Well, that's awesome. That, it's very rare, in today's day and age or any day and age where you grow up wanting to go somewhere and you get an opportunity to not only go there and go to school, but get an opportunity to go play baseball, and then especially a place like that, Carolina, with the history and tradition, and obviously the SEC and that wonderful stadium down there. So, big congratulations to you. Now I know you're going to go out there and you might have another couple velo bumps before you get there, and heck, you never know. Next year, at this point in time, you're going to have some other opportunities coming soon for the draft. But that's big time. Big congratulations to you, and more importantly, want to also thank you for hopping on and doing this with us. This is awesome. So this is our second one, and the second time that one of you guys have picked the Gamecock. So I think the Gamecock should be pointing some guys to come hop on our show and make some commitments.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, awesome. Well, big congratulations to you and your family, and we look forward to watching you through the rest of these playoffs and following you through this summer and into next year, your big senior year.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We're back. I'm like LeBron.
Drew needs
muted.
He unmuted.
I'm sorry, guys. We're back. We really are back now. I had myself muted there for a minute. What else? Here we go. We're good. I had to fix some things on our end. Coach, we had like 180 viewers on Instagram at that point. The comment section has blown up. But here we are. It's playoffs. Playoffs.
Coach, real quick before we hop into this playoffs, finish up the shout out there with Bradley. So for the people that are in and don't know about him, right? Last summer he came with us with the Futures game, was 87, 89 with two bangers, right? Now all of a sudden he's making those jumps and obviously was a name on everybody's list. He was a name out there before. Came to the preseason All-State. He was like 88, 90. Good breaking ball, command, and obviously keeps going, keeps getting better and better. And I guess on Thursday night in the playoffs, 89, 92, breaking ball still there and that projection. So it's playoffs for him are going to keep rolling.
But note to any high school player out there that's making a commitment, you have a chance to join the best podcast in the state and announce that commitment. Coach.
Correct.
Could be the best prep baseball podcast in the country.
Coach, we had a battle with this. We were talking about this the other day in our conference call. It was either us or Alabama. I don't know.
Well, I think we got a little more happiness.
We do have Austin on here, so
they might know. I don't know any of the guys from Alabama. They might know more about baseball than we do, but I guarantee they don't provide the entertainment, and they're not as well-rounded as we are. So,
well-rounded.
I like to look at myself as well-rounded.
That's what I was wondering. Are you going well-rounded as like individuals or like as a group?
All of the above, yes.
That's I'll let you take that take. It's no comment.
I am well-rounded. How's that?
Let's not push the buttons too much here.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
Let's talk about baseball.
Hey, now it's time to talk about baseball. No special. Well, we say this: 12 games were covered in a 6-day span for the prep baseball crew. We went from Skeeza to high school league, all covered, Coach.
Coach, all covered. So that's the other big shout out. Big shout out to you guys. Kudos to Austin, Drew, Blake, Coach Brittle. Big shout out to you boys out there running around, hustling, covering the games, watching the best players, watching the best teams out there. So Big shout out to you guys. I think I did about a 1%er of that one, but I want to show a big shout out to you guys. And not only that, providing the best coverage out there, right? The big time write ups in the Scout blog. So as Austin always says, make sure you get your subscription.
Yep.
So you can read the great write ups that these guys are busting their hump when they're getting back in their house from the game that night, getting it out there so we can get it out the next morning.
Austin, we have an issue so far.
I think I set a record. I would like to go ahead and lay that out there. I think that night that I went to Powdersville, Seneca that night, I think I had my Scout blog wrote before Drew got home. Like I came in and just.
Well,
like,
I'm sorry that some of us could walk back home.
Well, normally I come home and I think about it for a little while, and I just, and then I gotta go back the next day and I'm writing it, and I'm like, okay, what was that kid's number? What was his name? I gotta go digging. And that night I got home. It was about 8:30. So thanks to Powdersville and Seneca, they had a quick game over there, and I said, you know what? It's not even dark yet. I'm gonna go ahead and knock this thing out before I go to bed. So. It sounds like Drew's got a bone to pick with me. So
I do. And it's not a bone to pick with you, but we do have some people very disappointed with you, Austin.
What did I do?
Well, someone texted me and said
is it in the comments?
No, this is a private message to me.
Perfect.
They said they figured that you would have the Green Boys in your background. They're disappointed in you for that.
If I'd have got on in time, I would have, but I
didn't.
I don't know what to say. I've been had. Coach Patterson, if you got something cool, like a cool picture, you can send me to put as my background. I'll make that change. But I told you I didn't get on in time to do the everybody's always texting me saying we're gonna be late, and it's just like whatever.
I show up to Lawrence on Friday, and everyone was disappointed to see me. They were waiting on you.
That's kind of normal, though.
I was about to say that's the case everywhere we go.
Outside of Easley, you know what I mean. Right now, that's outside of Easley. It's kind of
here. But here's the question, Austin.
I'm a man.
Just like we talked about Powdersville and Hanna with me. What if Lawrence and James Allen matches up in the state championship?
I'm rooting for a rain out. A tie. I don't know.
He's going to take
co-champions.
We're here for everybody.
But you have James Allen gear, not Lawrence gear.
Yeah, but I know a lot of people over there in Lawrence. I think I could.
You look like a Lawrence person. You know what I mean?
Get something
after the crowd I saw Friday, you'd fit right in.
My wife's family has a lake house in Lawrence, so
they got a lake in Lawrence.
Lake
Greenwood. Come on, dude.
No.
I mean, technically, the house is not in Lawrence. The house is in a place called Waterloo, which is it's a whole nother topic for another day. But yeah, we I'll be down there this weekend, actually.
Coach, when are we doing the PB South Carolina retreat at the lake house? What do we got going on here?
We'll see.
I'm always asking for hotels when we do events. I'm asking for a retreat at the lake house.
Yeah, to Waterloo. You seem like a Waterloo kind of guy. Yeah, I was. I bet you enjoyed that game at Lawrence Friday night. I bet that was a good one to be at.
Coach, I had to block it out of my brain once I left. There were multiple times that I thought I was in danger.
Did you stop and eat on the way home?
Well, I mean, there ain't many places to stop and eat. I saw more cattle on the way there than I did houses.
Well, there's plenty of food right there.
There you go.
I didn't want to kill my food and then
more chicken.
And more chicken. Eat more chicken. Okay. Here we go. The 1A playoff update. Playoffs. So
not my playoffs.
I feel good about this one right here.
How about yeah. So you look at District 1. Let's see. We can even try and share my screen today, guys.
Yeah, I need you to cast this bracket up because I don't know where we're going.
Okay, hold on here.
How do you see that? That was the question.
Stay hot. I'm going to get my bifocals out.
Stuart's going to zoom in.
Yeah. There we go. Perfect. Oh, that's clear
let's
too.
Let's go to 160.
There you go.
All right. So we look at District 1 and District 2. Some games are not finalized as we had some rainouts on Saturday. So therefore, those teams will take the field on Monday. So District 1, I think everybody went Southside, correct?
Correct.
No difference here. I was there for the Southside Louisville game. Really good game.
Saw your picture on Twitter. You were there.
Picture on Twitter with the great and honorable Sheldon Brown. I'm glad Austin saw my picture.
I did. I shared it with the team.
Now, interesting here. District 3. Shut up, Austin. District 3. St. Joe's is in the driver's seat. They defeated Ware Shoals. Now, St. Joe's and Southside Christian are region foes.
Yep.
Get the moral of the story here. And I think I went Ware Shoals.
I think I went St. Joe's. Keep riding.
I think y'all two went St. Joe's. Now,
anybody go see a Johnson?
No.
I think Blake might have to. But I think Blake picked like Calhoun County or something. Stay hot, Blake.
Christ Church is in the driver's seat of District 2. They take down
somebody picked Christ Church as well.
McBee.
McBee.
Christ Church, St. Joe's, Southside, all in the same region.
Wait a minute now.
Who's the fourth team in that region? Who else is in that region? Yeah. Is it the Dixie Hornets?
No, it's Brashear Middle College.
Well, they're out.
Brashear, whatever you say. But however, Dixie Hornet, Brazier.
Oh, Brazier's still in.
They are.
They're still in. They got a change.
Dixie barely got a hold of them early, so they'll
chip in the chair, boys.
That traveling to Dixie's a fun ride.
Just don't whistle it.
I've never been to Dixie. I might have to make a trip to Dixie before this is all said and done.
I don't think you're missing anything, but go ahead.
Can anybody just tell us right now without looking at a map where it's at?
I can.
It's right beside Erskine.
Near Greenwood, due west. It is actually like
and hit Erskine.
A matter of feet from Erskine. I have been to Dixie. I lied. K through 12 school. All right there.
You went to school there?
No, I went to West Oak. Very similar situation.
Very similar situation. Oh, boy.
It's in due west, Dixie.
East Clarendon takes over District 5. They'll face Hanna Pamplico on Monday. I think everybody went EC.
Yep, they snuck by there in the first round.
And we get to one here in a minute. Lakeview taking District 6. I think we all went Lakeview as well.
Correct.
That poor bye team was 2 and done.
I can't believe they got lost.
They had 2 entrances and they still
two
lost. Two times. 0-4.
2 times.
Ow.
Your JV and varsity team. Now, District 7 was the 1A district of the week. And look who is winning the district so far. Latta.
They were the winner of the fan vote, weren't they? At one point in time,
it was Latta, then Johnsonville, then Bamberg Earhart.
I don't remember who I picked.
I don't remember who I picked. I feel like you picked Johnsonville because of the hot dogs.
I said something about the hot dogs. Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
I did. Good call.
So there you go. Now that will be
played down there. I can't wait to see the old Low Country leaders.
Look at
stay hot, boys.
Look at them.
They lost the R in second. They made the second round, lost the R. Well, they lost the Green Sea Floyds.
They're struggling.
The Green Sea Floyds lost the S in the third round, so I don't know what we're doing.
Well, it wouldn't fit.
Low Country leader has gotten progressively shorter as they've made it throughout the bracket.
The boxes keep getting smaller.
Not as short as that bye team got, but it's all right.
Oh, yeah, he struggled.
So there is your 1A update here. Now we moved to 2A. We got some. What else?
We still got some TBDs. Nothing. We'll move on.
I didn't say anything.
Your 2A update. Strom Thurmond has taken the District 1 basically as they going to play 96er Chesney on Tuesday.
So we got 96.
Barely got in the playoffs, and now look at them.
Mm-hmm. Coming in hot.
They took down Chesney early, but but Strom's in a good position. I think we all took Strom there as well.
I picked I went Chesney.
Of course,
yeah.
I'm an Eagle through and through, baby.
Now, Mid Carolina takes the lead in District 2. They'll face
Landrum and Pillion go tomorrow, so we got to push that back a date. We won't know yet.
That's a Tuesday district championship.
Tuesday.
And talk about the guy that's committed. Fox Creek is in the driver's seat in District
Fox
3.
Creek, boy.
They'll take on Abbeville or Blacksburg on Tuesday is what it looks like as well. Now, there is a chance of rain tomorrow, too.
There is. Yeah. There is. It's starting to lessen a little bit. So,
timeout. What are we timing out?
Well, it just popped in my head. 2A baseball coming on up to Columbia. We've had last two Mondays commitments from the 2A baseball teams going to the Chickens. One was via the text message that I announced.
Oh, guys, we got an update. We got
an update.
I missed it.
What did they do? Forfeit?
No, someone put it in the comments. So, hey, if we miss one and you need to tell us in the comments.
So they did get to play. So my Eagles are out.
Your Eagles are out. So 96 will play tomorrow.
Sure you picked them?
At Strom.
I'm positive. Yeah. Missed that one, boys.
Ooh, great collegiate. They'll play the winner of Saluda Batesburg. I took Batesburg.
Yeah, that game's they got backed up, did Saluda get backed up? Am I wrong on that?
Yes, they did.
So they play tomorrow to find out who plays the Graysters.
The Graysters. We'll start from the bottom. Blake's on our thing, by the way.
Now we're here.
Purple box. Andrews will take on North Central Monday look at North Central, the 4 seed. All the way back to the district championship.
I think
just like last year.
Yeah, coming in hot, boy. Watch out now. Got some studs down there.
I feel like Austin went with Academic Magnet.
They like sandbag people, and they just, I don't know who I picked, I'll be honest with you.
Hey, we got the governor, the mayor, traveling to
the mayor, boy.
The mayor's doing it.
Take on Oceanside.
He's doing it.
The mayor going to go down there and try to get 2.
They can get
to beat them twice.
Gunnar Jordan's going to pitch both games somehow.
the gun show.
Forget when you're the mayor, you don't have to play by the pitch count. You can change the pitch count.
You have your own rules. You change the rules.
You can change the rules. You can sign it into effect before the game starts.
Hey,
you can keep going. I'm done.
What if it's not in your town though? Does that count?
Doesn't matter.
I feel like this one is very interesting here. Andrew Jackson travels to Barnwell. Barnwell got, a pretty close victory against AJ early. This one could be interesting.
They got to beat him twice, though. So Coach Lucas coming in hot.
Watch out. Don't bet against the fighting Lucases.
We all did except you, so we'll see who's right.
Yeah, I took Barnwell. I'm sorry. This is the team of destiny right here. Buford.
Bishop England? Oh, Buford.
They're like 24-2 on the year. They're taking on Bishop England. Beat Bishop England handedly early. So should be, you got to travel to Buford, Lancaster. It's a great spot to travel to from Bishop England.
Very similar campuses.
Yeah, very similar campuses, areas. You can go to Lake Watery after you're done in Buford. Not to be confused with Waterloo.
Careful.
Very similar.
Careful. Very similar. Now, your 3A update here.
I feel like I've had this one on lockdown.
This is where the upsets have begun.
I don't think I watched the 3A game all year, and I watched every 3A game last week.
All right, here we go. How about this one? Crescent is out of the playoffs, and Fountain Inn is in the driver's seat. The Fighting Fury are about to host Woodruff.
Taking on the Fighting West Browns there. Holy smokes. What a can we throw a shout out here to the Fury? Can we take a second and do that?
Well, let's do it.
That's their third. They're in there, and friends of the show for sure. Coach Rowland, Coach West, all those guys take care of us every time we go down there. They're in their third year as a school,
and they're sitting pretty right now.
They don't even have a senior on their roster. They played all freshmen in 21. They just played JV. Then they played that was 2022. 23, they played varsity last year with nothing but freshmen and sophomores. Now they're rolling out with still no seniors, and somebody's got to stroll into Fountain Inn and beat us twice. So good for those guys. Got the best hats in the league. Got a brand new Navy halo around home plate. Look sharp down there.
The hats are,
hats are plus. Busting.
They are busting, no cap.
And they're the
Hey, they just had a kid
commit
just had a
too. Commitment as well. Yeah,
sure
they
did.
Charles
Southern. Going to be a buck.
Go to the Bucks. Hey, you think he'll be in that Congo line in a couple years?
Oh God,
doesn't matter. I'm not going back.
I don't know that Congo line
never be there
anymore, Coach.
Doesn't matter. They're still going down there.
The world's longest Congo line.
Then you can go drive
line
36 minutes to go to Little Caesars and come back. Perfect.
It said 5 minutes.
Right.
We enjoyed it.
Oh, good.
Two meals in one day.
Good for those guys. So some of y'all, if you're fans out there, you ain't got nothing better to do tomorrow night. Go down to Fountain Inn, catch a ball game right over downtown. They got a very good restaurant called Wing Nuts.
Yes, went there a week ago.
Top shelf. Great.
First class.
You got to go to Wing Nuts.
Now, how about this
Place
one?
to be.
District 3 here. A huge upset early. Union County fighting Coach Kills or sitting in the driver's seat. About to host Blue Ridge. Now, this is another interesting. Does Blue Ridge win twice here, or the Yellow Jackets hold them off?
Where's the big question for the Blue Ridgers is the pitch counts.
So I think
Who's
they would
available?
have Camerata available.
Camerata has to be available.
But I think he threw a lot of pitches.
Yeah, but he threw them on Tuesday. Doesn't matter.
What's the ruling? So we
it's
clear?
105 days.
Anybody who threw on Tuesday can throw Monday regardless.
Okay.
So he threw Tuesday. So I guess Tompkins would be out.
He's out.
Unless he only threw, what was that, Thursday?
75.
So he'd have to be 75 or less. Yes. So I'm assuming he threw more than that if he didn't. Now Blue Ridge, they got
the bats to do it.
If Camerata can pitch the first game and they get that win, I could see them sliding some guys in. I mean, they got Canary. Canary can still go. They got another kid that came in relief the other night, Gabe King. He can throw as well. They got enough to get it done if they need to.
Tompkins will not be available through 80.
So
Tompkins is out.
Tompkins is out. So we'll see.
They got the bats though. We know that, but you know what?
They can swing it. They got hot the other night when I was there because Pendleton threw. I mean, Aiden Clay was 85, 86, and they hit it well against him. And then they brought in another kid after him, the same thing, 85, and it was just like, who cares? We'll hit
it was because of you.
It's me. Got them going. My first trip ever to Blue Ridge High School. It was fun.
Look what happens.
It's big time.
Yeah.
Now another interesting district here. Clinton is out of the playoffs. Anytime you have that Arby's, you should be eliminated immediately. Daniel sitting in the driver's seat. This is not a shock to us with Daniel sitting there. And Wren will travel to Daniel.
Do you think the problem is? I think Clinton did stop at that Arby's beforehand, and they couldn't.
They were late.
Game in time. They were late.
Well, they were hosting.
You're still late.
They made a group trip over there. Coach got pissed because all the players were late. Missed BP.
Out you go.
There you go.
Daniel, right up there, obviously got some physical, talented guys that can swing the bat too and drive the ball to the ballpark. See what happens.
Coach Payne's in year one. Look at him.
So and we've thrown a lot of shout outs their way this year, but good for them. I think I picked them as a sleeper at one point this year too. I think it was by accident. I don't think I did it on purpose, but I picked them and they've slept their way to the top.
And you just stay with it.
I don't know if I can say that on TV.
I don't.
Really didn't. Really wasn't the intention.
We've now moved on past PG-13.
That wasn't the intention when it came out, but then when it came out, it was too late. So that'd be a fun one, Coach.
District 4, the Stewie District, Powdersville sitting in the driver's seat about to host Seneca again after playing them the other day. Does Seneca win twice, or does Powdersville take it?
I think Powdersville takes it. Powdersville's got to get beat twice at their own place, and Landon Fowler's available to throw. If that happens, I'll be shocked. Nothing against Seneca, but that's a tough.
Especially with
really
Fowler's
up against
there.
But I think that would be another interesting decision there. Do you throw
Fowler
game? Do you throw
one?
not Fowler game one and see if you can get by without him? Then you got him rested well. I mean, ready to go for the next go. I mean, Hudgens would be available if needed.
That's why these coaches get paid the big bucks. They're coaching.
That's exactly right. So, I think knowing Padgett and knowing the schematics he likes to try to put out there, I could see him starting. I just said his name. Holy shit, Hudgens. Throw him for a few innings. I could see him throwing like 3 different guys, like 45 pitches. Bring Fowler in the 6th, and just lay the hammer down on game 1. See ya. I think that's what he does.
Hear that, Coach Padgett. Listen to all.
Hear that, Coach? And Coach Padgett, too, by the way. Holy smokes on that handlebar mustache. have a day up there at Powdersville.
Here we go. District 8, Waccamaw in the driver's seat.
Coach, how about this one? So let's talk about a Midland team here. Brooklyn Casey gets in the bus, drives like an hour and a half to Marlboro County. They win, they come home. They get back in the bus, drive about 2.5 hours down to Waccamaw, 3 hours to Waccamaw. Tough game, lose, bus all the way back home. I think they get in the bus, drive back down to Marlboro County on Saturday. I think they play an inning and it rains.
Oh.
Drive all the way back home, back in the bus, back down to Marlboro County tomorrow.
And then if they win, they got to go to Waccamaw the next day.
Yeah.
And play 2, potentially. Get back middle of the night. Holy smokes.
How about that? Playoffs.
Somebody's AD is not going to be happy when they look at the budget for transportation.
Look at him. Hanna in the driver's seat. They played Drew. Drew about got Hanna early.
I thought they had him.
I was going to say they had a tight one. They were trying to outslug them. They're going to have to outslug them twice.
I haven't seen Drew this year. Do they have the arms to go to Hanna beat them twice?
I mean, if I was a betting man to beat them twice, I'd say no. They got. Obviously, they can score some runs and they can do it in some different ways. They got a couple thumpers in the middle, but they can also do the small ball. So you can cause some confusion up there for old Hanna, but I don't know about the problem is beating them twice. If you hit them once, you still got to turn around and do it again. So you're gonna have to outslug the fighting Stewie Hawks, as they call them.
That's right, the fighting Stewie Hawks.
Camden coming in hot.
Camden taking on Loris.
Orangeburg Wilt also shrinking as the bracket goes.
We're just gonna call him Orangeburg.
Big shout out to
Orangeburg.
OW getting a dub.
Yeah.
OW.
OW with the dub.
Maybe they stopped at that Exxon right there on the interstate.
God almighty.
Stay hot over there, guys.
They met our girl.
Met my friend. Trying to get a little change and a light.
She want more than that.
You never know. You stuck around. You never know what happens.
Yeah, I can tell you. Wasn't going to be good. So we got Beaufort and Beaufort still playing ball here.
How about this one? Beaufort.
Can we get a shout out to Coach
at Gilbert?
Coach at Gilbert, 600 wins. Holy cow. Wow.
Coach
Burnett, congratulations. Good for you.
Been doing it at a high level for a while, big time.
I don't think I've seen 600 games in my life. And the dude's won 600. Won 600.
It's impressive.
It is.
He needs to win 2 more.
I mean, you got to win 20 a year for 30 years. Holy
Good
smokes.
math, Coach Smith.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. See if he can win 2 more here.
If he gets 602, he's going to be
Jake's up here.
Oh,
so,
yeah, this is what a
we'll get to the winners and then the losers here. Lawrence took on Catawba Ridge. Catawba Ridge has been a rivalry over the past 3 years. As Catawba Ridge always has to go to Lawrence. Lawrence takes him down and is sitting in the driver's seat and doesn't play till next Friday.
No, I don't like that. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Here is your losers bracket here.
Don't sleep on that Lawrence Greenwood game in game 2. It was 1-0 extra inning game.
Luke Godwin.
They had
7 or 8 innings.
They had to work for it just to get to the Catawba Ridge game. But yeah, I don't like this they win Friday night and you gotta wait a whole week to play again. I don't like that.
Yeah, it's a tough.
I don't like that at all. But
big time shout out to Northwestern though. Also,
I was about to say, look at them advancing.
Yeah. We saw them early on down there at the shipyard. Saw them during the Diamond Invitational, and they're just figuring it out at the right time.
Eastside tried to bash their way through there. That's all. They hit a couple home runs the other night against Greenwood.
Yeah.
So Mershon hit one.
The boys from Greenwood didn't know what to say.
Yeah, it is. Some boys. It ain't the Green Boys, but some boys from Greenwood.
Boys.
They're green
some
enough.
boys down there. That's right.
Now,
so Greenwood Northwestern. That'd be fun.
We got the second side of the bracket here, and it ain't easy. Play next Friday.
Mm-mm.
Look,
Friday night, get right, boy.
Shout out to 2 things here. Riverside, you just keep surviving.
They did it after they got just boat race game 1. I thought they were mailing it in, going to the house, and they said, "No, we're going to play a little more. We're good."
And Greer loses the first game, and they're just winning. They went to Airport and take down Airport.
Mm-hmm.
I think Greer just needs to get back in that bus again and just head south.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Problem is, well, no, they're the home team. I was about to say, problem is they just get to make the long trip over to Riverside. They don't even get to do that.
They just roll out of their house and go play.
They might get to make the trip to Indian Land.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here soon.
Show and go, baby.
Yeah, that trip over to Indian Land ain't gonna be a short one for either one of those teams, whoever makes that one.
I think they wrote a check to Charlie this year and said, "Look, we spent so much money on transportation last year. We need to be in a bracket this year where our furthest trip is going to be easily. Like we can Greer to easily we can do. We can. Well, they went to Airport.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Trip.
It's a
There's
decent
airport
trip.
in Greer, but that ain't the one they went to.
They didn't fly to Airport.
They
didn't
might
fly
have.
anywhere.
I don't know.
But talk about
Some
a
money.
team that likes to travel here. Shout out to Wade Hampton.
Mm-hmm.
They're pulling a Greer from last year, so they go to James Island. They travel to Westwood, then to Lugoff, and now they go to Hartsville. And if they win, they go to West Florence.
I think
they're trying to knock out the whole area of the state.
You just got to stay down there at some point. Like, at what point do you just say, you know what, we're just staying?
Well, they wouldn't let them.
I'm not going to comment on that. I'm pleading the fifth.
The Island boys pull out a nail biter against West Florence.
Ooh.
Can I say something here?
And this you sure can. That's why you're on here to say something.
This is going to be the old man in me coming out. I'm going to get on my soapbox a little bit. You know, everybody has turned into, I'm not going to say everybody has turned into, for several years now, bunting has been the enemy of everybody involved with baseball. Nobody wants to bunt. Everybody's too cool to bunt. I can count, I think, at least 4 playoff games that I have seen this year, and probably 3 of them were in 4A, where a game was decided off of a team getting a bunt down and the team on the other side not being able to field said bunt. And this was one of them because I mean, we had a little league home run in the game on a 2-run walk-off bunt.
Mm-hmm. I watched one the other night.
You sure did.
The team executed, laid down a great bunt. First baseman, everything does it right. They don't execute on defense. Runners going around, run score. They end up winning by a run. I mean, it
was the Lawrence game.
Easily Aiken, I think, was decided on a bunt that got thrown away. I think somewhere. I think
not
Blake,
only did
was it Blake?
Blake,
it North Myrtle the other day? Another one bunt.
Yep. Not only in the bunt play, they also executed 2 slashes in the game I was at.
So,
we all understand the analytics, and this says it, but at the end of the day, it's still amateur baseball. Mm-hmm. You don't have Nolan Arenado over there at third base fielding bunts or, doing some things. So, yeah.
Well, as much as I like to think that the pitchers are really good athletes, some of them are, but let's just be honest, some of them are not.
Also, some of those infielders aren't great either coming in.
You got a third baseman running in, fielding a ball on the run, throwing a ball on the run to a second baseman sometimes who's running to first base with a guy running it. Yeah, that's just a recipe for a disaster in a high school game. So, yeah. Allen boys, they just do what they do.
They just keep winning.
They just figure it out. That's all that matters. They're lining up though up here, boy. They are lining up right now.
Are they? Lucy Beckham though, stay hot, boys.
That's another one. You talk about the Fury. That's another new school. They're what, a year older than the Fury. So they had some seniors, but
May River don't exactly have cobwebs on it either.
I mean,
that's Cat Meddy's team.
They're all
Cat Meddy boy loves the May River. Cat Meddy loves them, but.
So and I could be wrong, does Lucy Beckham still play at Shipyard or do they get a field?
No, they got their own field.
Okay. I was going to say, if May River and Lucy Beckham play in that game right there, who gets to be the home team? Don't they both play at Shipyard? Or they did it?
May River is in a different city.
I thought they both played at Shipyard.
They're near Bluffton right down there.
And they're playing Bluff.
How about them Apples? They got like a home game.
Yeah, everybody's got a home game. The whole community will be there to try to advance and play Lucy Beckham. North Myrtle sitting in the driver's seat yet again. Could be an interesting matchup. We won't see all those till next Friday and later.
Well, better be careful of it. Don't eat too much of that seafood while you're waiting on somebody to come.
Well, that place is closed.
That place is closed down, so we don't have to worry about. But there's got to be some other seafood down at the beach. You would assume.
They're good along John Silver. They'll be all right.
All I know is we're about to be making some trips down to Charleston. We need to be getting some seafood in here soon. You're coming up here, coming in.
Yeah, y'all tell us. Yep. Need it.
And down there at Charleston, there's some things out there to us.
This right here,
the non-shock shock of the year. TL Hanna is out of the playoffs. The coach's early team is out, and Lexington sits in the driver's seat. Hadn't been challenged yet.
Just hanging out. Coach Lever over there, just hanging out, working on his blast mechanics for this summer.
Yep. So counting his money from selling stuff from Goodwill. Stay hot. eBay.
Is it
eBay
sad that
stuff.
I'm going to be with him all summer? How many Goodwills do we go to?
If you ain't at a game, you're at a Goodwill.
Goodwill or game? That's your choice.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw Coach Lever might have been there. Passed one twice this week out in Chapin. Passed it the first time. I've seen it before, but going to Chapin High School, right off 91, going on there in 26. Phenomenal, brand new looking. I don't know how brand new it is, but it looks like it. So, Coach Lever, hit it up. You might be able to find some. The people on the lake, they got a little extra money, so they might throw away some.
Yeah, but they give away that good stuff.
How about this? The real deal Fort Mill is gonna play Dutch Fork for a district championship, but they've got to go to Dutch Fork this time.
I mean, if there's somebody I would bet on that in this whole thing, I'd throw some money down on the real deal Fort Mill.
Real deal.
I mean, they've done it all year.
Two teams that could go and win 2 games: Fort Mill, Gilbert. That's my 2.
Yeah. So I mean, but usually if I put money down on something, it fails miserably. So good thing I don't gamble. So Fort Mill, you got a chance.
I don't gamble. How about this one? The 4 seed is sitting in the driver's seat here. Now, we're not surprised by that. We knew Dorman was a very talented bunch, but Blythewood's going to have to travel to Dorman on Monday.
Yeah, again, if there's somebody that can outslug somebody, you'd like to put some money on Blythewood, but Dorman, I mean, they're fresh. They got some arms in the tank hanging in there. Be a tough one. Head up to Dorman. It's a big one right there. I feel like they played each other like 75 times though this year, so they definitely know each other.
Watch out!
Never know.
Now this next one coming down here, that's one. Ooh, didn't see this one coming either.
This one's huge, and we had a lot of Twitter beef on this one.
Yes, we
Gaffney
did.
stated that they were that large and eliminated Burns. But Burns, the 1 seed, is at the house now. And look at the man Patriots just sitting there with all of their arms.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that we touched on it.
It's a good thing somebody picked them.
That's the one team, right? Like you played a bunch of people all year. You might feel like you played a good group and you did well, and all of a sudden you got to go in there and face those arms. That's a tough task.
Mm-hmm.
What they say.
That's what they say.
Yeah, if you're Gaffney, you got to try to go 2-man and beat them twice, and you're not going to see a pitch under 90 in those 2 games. Good luck.
Berkeley will host Fort D. Heard they were going to intentionally walk Cole Greer 5 times.
Is Cole Greer on the mound? That's the question. Are they going to?
Well, he is Fort D. Nah, sorry guys.
Are they going to throw him? Well, they faced him earlier already. I mean, obviously.
Well, let's look how they match up here. So if they win, Coach, they're going to play the Somerville district winner, and it would be at Somerville. So do you hold Mr. Greer in hopes of facing Somerville on Thursday?
As we all know and have seen Cole Greer throw a lot, I feel like if we threw off game 1, or they so-called thrown off game 1 and you lost, I think all 3 of us would be comfortable going, Cole, go get us this win and move on, and we'll try to scratch and claw after that.
Figure it out.
There's some pitchers you still I don't know, but if Cole Greer's got the ball, you're going to have a chance to win that game.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, that's why they get paid the big bucks.
And we don't.
And we will never question their decision.
Somerville takes on Stratford. They've played a decent amount this year.
White
Knoll won a playoff game. How about that?
Yeah. They got some young bucks and trying to do it up. And Stratford got a talented younger team as well.
Mm-hmm.
They gave Somerville all they can run for the other day. It was a tight game.
Mm-hmm. I wonder who Stratford's got available to throw. They got Wagner and Davis.
They threw Davis threw against Somerville last game. The last time
Wagner probably threw game 1.
I would assume, yeah. I had to go back and check, but I know Davis did throw. So they got a guy.
They got a guy.
Don't count out River Bluff coming around here. Just
one eliminated. But look, the more shocking fact is that Ashley Ridge is in the driver's seat. We knew they had some arm strength, didn't play up to their potential for most of the season. We saw them earlier, talented group, but here they are now in the playoffs in the driver's seat.
Don't let them in. Don't let them in and get hot,
But
don't count River Bluff out. There's a reason they're good. I mean, you got good coaching staff. You got talented players. You obviously got one of the better players in the country floating around, sitting in that 2-3 hole wherever they hit them in Bow Island. So,
River Bluff getting to do a little travel in this bracket as well.
Yeah, the past couple of years, they've hung out the house.
Been to Wando twice, been to Sumter, going to Ashley Ridge.
A little travel.
Yeah. Worst places to go, I guess. But
you ain't got to worry about painting the field. That's always nice. Must have had a washout in Columbia.
Our last district, West Ashley, is in the driver's seat and will play Tuesday against Chapin or King Bay.
Coach, it was an interesting game, that West Ashley Chapin game. I got to see the other night. It was pitcher's duel. A lot of boring going on for a while if you're into offense. And then all of a sudden, West Ashley was able to get a leadoff guy in, and a couple slashes, a couple bunts later, here we go. And then Chapin decides to make it interesting, getting the 2-run single to get it to within 1 at the end. So Chapin's got the firepower. Let's see if they got enough arms to kind of get through this, but they got to win first tomorrow. Wow.
Okay.
We can go back and scratch some things we said a little while ago on something.
I have to edit the live show.
Can we edit a live show? Does anybody know how to do that?
No, you can't edit a live show.
We got a delay here.
Well, you know, some things may change with some future picks as we move on. Didn't know some things. That ultimately changes the spread and the money line.
The money line is. Hey, we had the horses running yesterday, so we got some gambling. We got the spread rolling. Anybody watch that, by the way?
I did. It was tight. Really tight.
Talk about a photo finish.
You know, I'll tell you what I didn't know was, you know, they got that white post in the ground that's the finish line, and I wasn't sure if, you know, is it the front of it? Do you got to make it past the end of it? Do we? You know, where you got to get to? Yeah, where you got to get to?
Nose.
Yeah.
How about the one horse was $11,000? Somebody bought it for.
Oh.
How about that return on an investment? $11,000 all of a sudden now that thing's worth.
What are we doing with our lives?
Do you have $11,000 to go buy a horse?
We can buy $11,000. We got a lot of fans.
Yeah, our horse would just break a leg right away.
Our horse would be one of those ones standing in the pasture with that like jacket on or something. Like, what are you even doing out there?
He'd run the other way.
Yeah, our horse would be the guide horse that like walked them to their stall.
And that's to wear that shield that the other ones are eating.
Yep.
Running up there. Yeah.
Yeah. We're closer to being able to afford the shovel to clean up after them. It's more our style.
I did have to buy a new tent cover for this summer with our new branding, so we're gonna have to go shovel on sale.
We're gonna have to get a shovel on sale. We'll have to get the ones you go get the beets that are plastic. And
there you go.
that break the first time you put them in.
You know where we could buy one? We can get one of Spanky's. I bet they sell them. You get one of those beach shops, probably called a bucket too.
Along with that hermit crab.
Yep, you can get a hermit crab, a shovel, a bucket, tie-dye T-shirt. It's a firework. Roman candles. Yes, sir.
Pop. Those little pop.
Yeah. That's what we're gonna. So our first event, our first true event in Charleston, that's what we're gonna have, them Roman candles. So when the last pitch or ball gets hit, we're gonna light them suckers off.
Yep.
Having fireworks going off.
If I was in my if this
like
was
we were in Charleston Southern.
Yeah, we'll light the school on fire if we did that. I have a feeling.
If this was in my younger days, I'd go through the Joe Dirt fireworks scene, but I'm just gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off on that.
Let's hold off for that tonight. Hey, we may not have a special edition podcast this week. We're looking at some things to make some final predictions as we move as district championships end on Monday and Tuesday. We're going to do Tuesday, but the rain kind of messed us up. So stay tuned for a special edition one for predictions. Never know, things could change.
interested to see what the weather this week, if anybody tries to do any kind of foolishness with their pitching here.
Sprinklers.
Sorry, it's unplayable. Like the guy in Major League, make his own rain delay.
Whoops. We got some possible rain on the back end of the week here in Columbia.
We got some. We got it, and there's a couple places up here. As much as it rained yesterday, they're probably underwater. If it rains again tomorrow, they're going to have a rough go at it. But all these host sites, they're in the driver's seat because they got to be beat twice, so they don't want to give anybody another. There's probably going to be some people playing in a mud hole tomorrow because they don't want to let that team that's got to beat them twice. They don't want them to have an extra. Get another day to get their guy back. Yeah, we got the advantage. You can come up here while you're at it. Yeah, come on.
We got a big opening round. Speaking of players, we got a big opening round in PBL tomorrow night. Suns first round of playoffs.
Say hi.
They got the 3 seed, so they're see what we can do. We're
gonna do some traveling.
For your sake, we're on the opposite side of the bracket as Big Red Box. So
if we get what's the name of your son's team?
Pennington Law.
If we get Pennington Law or Long?
Yeah, Law. If you need any, if you need some representation.
I didn't want to say what for, but
we get if we get Pennington Law versus the Big Red Box in the championship game, I'll be there.
Actually, you won't. We got a big event that day, so you will not be down there. You will be.
I know where I'm going instead. Find somebody else to run the 60. Sorry. Lever, you've been promoted from blast man to 60.
Lever might be playing still. So
that'd be it. If we have an event on a Saturday at Shipyard and Lever's there in Lexington playing, it's not there. Where is it?
It's a scout day.
Oh,
Diamond knows scout day. So don't.
I guess I should have read the schedule before I started yapping about where we're going. Man, where we're going. You think Lever goes to the Lexington game, or does he come see us?
I would like to think he comes to see us, but
yeah, I would too. Oh well, I'm done.
I don't think he'll do that one.
Well, guys, unless you have anything else,
Drew's had enough of this.
Austin, do you have anything? Do I need to turn the floor over to you?
I think I gave out all my shout outs I was going to give this week. I don't think I got anything else. Shout out Fountain Inn. Talked about some bunt plays. What else do we have? That's probably it. I think I'm good.
No concessions you ate?
No, I don't think I ate at either concession stand. Well, first off, Blue Ridge's concession stand is like a mile and a half away down there with the bathroom. That place was standing room only, by the way. They got a really cool setup there with those picnic tables right behind home plate, but it's not really conducive to a guy trying to get a radar gun on a pitcher. But, we tried.
Well, it was the same with Lawrence. They had a deep fryer and Blackstone rolling.
Hey, they do it different down there. That's some green boys for you.
Hey, I do want to shout out to Drew for hanging in through the umpire delay.
Oh, shit. Game starts at 6:30. We don't have an umpire till 6:51. The moral of the story is the sucker gets stuck behind a train getting to the game.
How about them apples?
How long was the train?
I don't know, but I felt like I was back in Chester again.
Holy cow.
I go to the game. There's chairs everywhere. The umpires are 20 minutes late because of a train. The crowd reminds me of Chester. It was just everywhere. I'm just like, I just can't.
You thought you were in Chester.
I thought I was.
Is that a compliment to the people of Chester?
Well, Chester is a vibing city, so it's a compliment to everybody.
I didn't know how we're going with that one.
Just reminded me of Chester. Trains. Deep fryers.
What were they putting in the deep fryer? Because I've been to some places before, and this maybe like some family vacations and whatnot, where we plug up the deep fryer and just, if you got it, it'll go in. Oreos.
Well, it was just it was just fries when I was Slim Jims.
You name it, it's going in the deep fryer. Whatever you got, drop it in.
You're like the state fair.
Right. That's the way we do it. I have a deep fryer. So maybe when we have our lake retreat for staff, I have a deep fryer. It's actually one of those.
When I was chicken bog.
It's a turkey.
Drew's got chicken bog
pot. That's fine. I got a big. It's like a turkey
bog.
cooker. It's like a freaking 10-gallon bucket with deep fry.
It's been quite a while since I messed with the deep fryer. Last time I did it, me and my brother-in-law about burnt down their house. So I've never. I've just
did that.
The flames
frozen turkey in there.
Yeah. No, we didn't do all that. But I've retired from that.
Okay. You just let the professionals handle it. We'll do it.
I just sit over there. in the corner.
Here's your comment for the day.
Let's go, Powdersville. You know, what are you gonna do?
Do we get any more comments? Anything? Nobody?
Nothing really.
These people need to comment more.
We got anybody got any comments that are on the live now? Austin will answer 2 comments.
I'll answer either one of them. I'll answer them as truthfully as I can.
Austin wants to finish the high school playoffs podcast at the end of the playoffs when it ends with a Q&A with the fans. How about we finish it up? Maybe leading into the state playoff, to the championship. The Q&A session. A Q&A session. No, it could be about anything. It could be about the playoffs.
It does not have to be about baseball. I'll answer any and all questions.
It could have been
that could be answered appropriately.
Road to the show and the Masters or whatever that game's called.
Could be that too. Yes.
Road to the show.
You know, I hate that you said that about the umpire being late to the game over there, because I was thinking about giving a shout out to the umpires, because I really have seen some very well officiated baseball games here. You know, normally when you go to those high school games and they're running the 3-man crew, they start doing that in the playoffs, and that third man don't know where to go. So
here's your
comment. Lucy Beckham. What did we say about him? We talked about another young school that's got some talent that ain't very. Was this their first senior class or was last year the first? Either way, but another young school new to it, making waves in the playoffs with.
And we always see them down there at Shipyard. We saw them down there beginning of the year, and they wait a minute now. And they swung the bat well too. It was kind of like because last year we saw them and it was like, yeah, okay. And then this year we go down there and it's like, oh, okay, here's Lucy Beckham again, and then it's like, oh, holy smokes, they're swinging the rod down here. Anybody else? That was one.
No, someone asked us on Instagram, what about the umpire in the Dutch Fork and Fort Mill game? I said, we're not at that game. So I don't know what happened at that game.
Mm-hmm.
Another one I want to love, and this is obviously always a controversial one here. Parents in the stands yelling at the opposing kids on the field. Why are we yelling at a 16-year-old kid? That's kind of my beef of anything. I get you want your team and your son's team to win, but why do we heckle a 16-year-old or however old kid he is on the field when you're a 45-year-old, 50-year-old adult?
Kid can't drive, can't even do his own laundry. Has no
getting heckled.
Has nothing. All he's thinking about is what am I going to do when this game's over? Or where are we going to stop me on the way home? Like, what are we doing?
I get the student section, right? The student section heckling the other players, but the parents that sit over there and heckle a high school kid.
There's certain classifications of that you can, like, parents can heckle parents.
Yeah.
Coaches can yell at coaches and the umpires. Players can talk to players. Students can talk to players at the same age. Like, come on, guys.
We had one the other night where the parents got the players, the umpire, and the opposing team, all opposing head coach all in the one time.
Yeah, they end up. You got parents yelling at the other team. You got parents yelling at their own coach. Like, come on, guys. This guy's out here and probably makes less than $3,000 for the whole season, and y'all over here yelling at him. You don't care what you think. Yeah.
No question.
That was my beef on that one.
That's fine. I agree.
As much as we've praised some things, that's one little beef I have. I get it. They all want to go win a state championship, and we all live vicariously through our kids at some point in time. But it's okay to not have to yell at a little kid. It's like rolling in the grocery store and heckling the guy for bagging my groceries wrong.
Better don't bag it milk. You'd be picking it up out of the parking lot.
I said 2 bags.
Yeah. Come on. I don't know where you're going where they still bag your groceries. Everywhere I go, self-checkout.
Public.
So that if you go through the self-checkout, you're more than welcome to heckle the bag guy because usually it's me.
But you're also not a 16-year-old kid.
I'm not, but I can act like one if I need to.
Maturity wise is different.
Fact.
I can act like one.
Anything else we need to cover here?
The 16 around and you got it.
Yeah.
Let's give it. I got another shout out.
Probably
I got a shout out. I guess. I have a good
shout
out. How about the fighting West Johnsons over there in Athens? No, I got to give a shout out to the fighting West Johnsons over there in Athens with a 3-game sweep of the Vandy boys. Run ruled them twice. Charlie Condon hit a ball into orbit 3 days in a row. Yeah, that's all I got.
What's he up to? 33 homers?
I think 33 today, and he's pushing like 70 RBIs. Dude's just hitting. He made an error at third base today, so he is human.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Driving more than you let him. Hey, Coach.
Hey,
Coach, we got a big one coming up next weekend in the SEC rankings or races between the Dogs here in Chicken Land in Columbia.
The Dogs and the Chickens. I think whoever wins 2 out of 3 out of that one might get the host. Where are we at on that?
I think
I don't know if there's room for both.
South Carolina's probably going to host no matter what, but I mean, you got your Dogs coming to town.
But the Chickens were projected 10, right, going into this weekend. Did they end up winning the day, or did they lose 2 out of 3?
No, they won
the day. Oh, okay, so they came back. I know at one point they were losing.
They won.
They were going to lose. Okay, so they won 2 out of 3. I was going to say if they lost 2 out of 3 to Missouri, they might have dropped.
Well, Georgia
they did not.
Georgia would take Vanderbilt's spot in the host stuff because now
Vandy was 17.
Well, I didn't say you had to be a national seed, just a host.
Yeah, you just got to be top 16 to host.
Yeah, they'll be there. So they'll
be top 16 after this weekend, but I don't know if they lose 2 out of 3 to Carolina, I don't know if they'll get a state top 16.
That's why they play the games.
They got 7 games left, and 4 of them are going to be – I mean, they got 3 with Carolina, 1 with Clemson, and then 3 with Florida.
They still have 1 with Clemson left?
I think so.
They've only played one. Well, the one they played was like 10 games worth.
I think they only played 1 this year.
Oh, really? Oh, they played twice.
Yes, because I was looking at that, and I was going to go.
You're right. All they got the Chickens on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then they go finish up with Florida Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Hey, the Tigers got a big one next weekend too.
Who they got?
In Winston-Salem.
That'd be fun.
Right. They just beat up on the engineers from the Ramblin' Wreck engineers from Georgia Tech this weekend.
They got Charlotte on Tuesday. Maybe B-Hall will be there.
Look like they played a football game on Saturday. Or was the second game Friday?
Second game.
They missed a couple extra points.
I know. Somebody's kicker wasn't very good.
Dabo.
That would be Clemson's.
Yeah, that was it. They sure went and got his guy off the beach down there. Come on,
we're awful. Let's end this thing. We're at an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah. I'm gonna shut her down. Before we lose some more people.
We'll let you know about the surprise podcast if we come up with it as the district championships end. But from all of us here at Prep Baseball South Carolina, we hope you have a great week.